Warning: these 7 fruits that seem harmless are destroying the strength in your legs without you even realizing it. If you continue eating them, you will feel more pain and difficulty moving every day. Do your legs feel heavy first thing in the morning? Do you have cramps that stop you in your tracks, or pain that won't go away? This is not normal and can get worse very quickly. In today's video, I'll open your eyes and show you everything you need to do to regain strength in your legs and walk firmly again before it's too late. Many people over the age of 50 believe they are doing everything right to take care of their health. After all, we always hear that fruit is good for you, right? But what few people know is that after a certain age, the body changes. Circulation slows down, metabolism slows down, and some fruits that used to help can now get in the way. A lot. They contain sugars and substances that inflame the joints, unbalance the blood, and make the legs weaker and weaker without you even noticing. So let's talk about the first fruit. But first, check out your subscription to the channel, where we always have new videos with tips and natural recipes to help you get rid of leg pain and get back to a lighter life. Continuing. The first fruit is the banana, the fruit that deceives. Bananas are practically a constant presence in our fruit bowls, right? They're always there, yellow and sweet, ready to be devoured as a quick snack. Their fame is well-deserved. They're said to be good for energy, preventing cramps, and even for muscles. But is this really true, especially after a certain age? Here's the detail that almost no one mentions. Bananas do contain potassium, but they also have a good dose of natural sugar and easily absorbed carbohydrates. The problem starts when your metabolism slows down, which is very common as you get older. And that's when what seemed like an innocent fruit starts to become a silent problem. When you eat a banana, its sugar is absorbed quickly, causing your blood glucose level to rise. Your body, of course, tries to correct this by releasing insulin, but over time, this constant rise and fall in blood sugar can impair circulation, make your joints more sensitive, and inflame your body. The result? Heavy legs, sore knees, swollen ankles, cramps, and a feeling that walking is harder than it should be. And the tricky part is that this doesn't happen overnight. It's not like you eat a banana and suddenly feel all these effects. They build up over time. You eat the fruit thinking you're doing something good for your body, but in fact you're constantly putting sugar into your bloodstream. This gradually decreases flexibility and increases pain and fatigue. Now, if you wake up with stiff legs, feel your calves hard, or notice that climbing stairs is becoming a challenge, maybe bananas aren't just a supporting actor in the story. It may be that, without realizing it, they are contributing to these discomforts. What makes this even more complicated is the banana's reputation as a healthy fruit. Many people increase their consumption thinking that it will help strengthen their muscles, but in fact the effect can be the opposite. It can further inflame the body, worsening circulation and weakening the legs over time. I'm not saying you should never eat a banana again, but it's worth rethinking this habit. After 50, the body no longer reacts the same way to everything we eat, and what once seemed like a good choice may be slowing down the body without us even realizing it. Did you know that? Take this opportunity to leave your symptoms in the comments below this video. Do you feel pain in your joints, weakness in your legs, cramps every day, or other pains? Write them down below and I'll respond and help you solve these problems. Let's move on to the next fruit, watermelon, the false hydrator. Watermelon is practically synonymous with summer. Who hasn't cooled off with a slice of this juicy fruit and felt instantly hydrated? It's full of water, sweet and delicious, and seems like the perfect choice for hot days. But wait, there's something behind this superfruit appearance that not everyone talks about, especially when it comes to its impact on your legs. Watermelon does have its benefits, but it has a hidden trick: its glycemic index. This means that when you eat watermelon, its sugar enters the bloodstream very quickly, and when that happens, blood sugar rises abruptly, causing spikes that can be a problem, especially for those who already have circulation problems or joint pain. These Glucose spikes are like a spark for inflammation in the body. And as we know, inflammation is the main enemy of joints and mobility. For those who already suffer from pain in their knees, ankles, or hips, watermelon can end up aggravating these symptoms. Instead of offering that refreshing feeling, it can leave your legs feeling more tired, swollen, and painful. What's more, the excess sugar in watermelon also affects the veins. This can decrease blood circulation, increase swelling, and make your legs feel even heavier. You know that feeling at the end of the day when your ankles are swollen or your legs feel like they can't walk anymore? Watermelon may be one of the culprits. Despite being a refreshing and nutritious fruit, watermelon can be a friend in disguise, especially when it comes to circulation and joint pain. Of course, you don't have to stop eating watermelon, but it's always good to practice moderation and observe how it affects your body. It can be a good option for cooling off, but don't be fooled into thinking it's a miracle cure for everything. The next fruit on our list, green apples. The hidden danger green apples are one of those fruits that seem like the perfect choice for anyone who wants to eat healthily, right? They have a tart, crunchy flavor that is always associated with something light and good for the body. Everyone has heard that they are good for the digestive system, the heart, and overall health. But be careful, this seemingly harmless apple can be a problem for your legs and joints. The main culprit here is malic acid, which is present in large quantities in green apples. Although this acid has some benefits, it can also be a hidden villain. It is responsible for causing cramps and stiffness in the legs, especially when consumed in excess. Those who already suffer from arthritis or other joint inflammation will notice that green apples, being more acidic, worsen stiffness and discomfort. And the worst part is that since green apples are easy to eat, we don't even realize how much we are overdoing it. They are often eaten raw, without any kind of moderation. In addition, green apples contain natural sugars. Although they are better than refined sugars, they can still cause spikes in blood glucose levels, which aggravates joint inflammation. When sugar rises quickly, the joints end up suffering more, causing pain and discomfort. For those with circulatory problems, green apples can also be treacherous. The combination of acid and sugar can affect the small veins in the legs, impairing blood flow and leaving the legs feeling tired, with swollen ankles and that heavy feeling that no one wants to experience. Green apples, which seem so healthy, can be a hidden danger. I'm not saying to stop eating them, but it's good to keep an eye on how they affect your body. If you feel more tired, have joint pain, or swelling, it may be time to rethink the amount of this fruit in your diet. The fourth fruit you should avoid is oranges. They cause acid attacks on your joints. Oranges are one of those fruits that everyone loves, especially in fresh juice at breakfast. They taste delicious, are full of vitamin C, and many people can't imagine a day without a slice of orange or a glass of juice first thing in the morning. But could this fruit, which seems so healthy, be damaging your legs and joints? Let's take a look at what it really does. The problem with oranges is their acidity. They may seem harmless, but for those who already have problems such as arthritis or joint pain, their acidity can be a major villain. What it does is further irritate the joints, worsening inflammation and pain. At first, it may even seem to bring relief, but soon the negative effect appears. Those who already have inflamed joints will notice that oranges end up making things worse over time. And orange juice, which everyone loves, is even worse. It concentrates all the acidity and sugar of the fruit, without the fiber that could help control the increase in blood glucose. When you drink a glass of orange juice, the sugar quickly enters the bloodstream and, as a bonus, increases inflammation in the body. This worsens joint pain and makes your legs feel even heavier. But there's more. If you already have circulation problems, oranges can be a real trap. Increased inflammation in the joints reduces blood flow in the legs, which can lead to swelling, fatigue, and that discomfort that no one wants to feel. So, instead of overdoing it on oranges, how about starting to pay attention to how your body reacts? If you notice that your joints are getting worse, it may be time to reduce the amount you eat, or even look for alternatives to replace this fruit in your diet. The next fruit on this list is grapes. Small but inflammatory. Grapes are those fruits that seem so innocent, don't they? Small, sweet, easy to eat. You grab a bunch and start eating one after the other without even realizing it. After all, they are fruits full of antioxidants, good for the heart. That's what we're always told. But, as with many things, what seems good can have a side that no one tells you about. And that side can be weighing you down, literally, on your legs. The big problem with grapes is fructose. Yes, that fructose that everyone talks about. It's a type of sugar that the liver processes directly. And here's the trick. Grapes are so small that it's easy to overdo it and eat too many without realizing it. And when the liver receives excess fructose, it can't handle it. Part of it turns into fat, and the other part turns into uric acid. And that uric acid is the real villain. It goes straight to the joints, and that's when things get complicated. Pain, stiffness, swelling, especially in the ankles, knees, and toes. That discomfort that appears without warning, the difficulty walking in the morning, the feeling of heaviness in the calves. All of this can be caused by grapes, those cute little fruits that seem so harmless. In addition, the sugar in grapes also worsens inflammation in the body.
And as everyone knows, inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of the joints. Those who already have problems such as arthritis or gout may feel the effects of grapes even faster. Overdid it? The symptoms get worse. The problem is that it's
very easy to overdo it. A handful here, another there, and presto, you've eaten enough sugar to mess up your liver and joints. And for those who already have circulation problems, grapes become practically a trap. Sugar attacks the small veins, reduces blood flow in the legs, and makes everything heavier, slower, and more painful. The sensation? Legs that tire quickly, ankles that swell at the end of the day, cramps at night, and a discomfort that is difficult to explain but makes any walk an effort. I'm not telling you to stop eating grapes, but if you feel that your legs don't have the same energy, that your ankles are always swollen, or that your knees never stop complaining, it may be time to reconsider the amount of grapes in your diet. Because sometimes what seems small and sweet can hide a problem that only shows up when your body is already asking for help. In sixth place on this list is mango, the sweet fruit that can weigh you down. Mango is one of those irresistible fruits, isn't it? Sweet, juicy, full of flavor. It's almost impossible to resist. And who has never thought that it is the perfect choice for a healthy and refreshing snack? But what many people don't realize is that, for those over 60, mangoes can be more than just a burst of flavor. They can be a real burden on your legs and joints. The main problem is sugar. Mangoes are incredibly sweet, and that sweetness comes from fructose. As you already know, fructose can be difficult for the liver to process. When you eat too much mango, the liver becomes overloaded, and the fructose is converted into fat and uric acid. And when that happens, anyone who already suffers from joint inflammation or circulation problems can feel the impact very directly. Excess uric acid in the blood is one of the biggest culprits behind joint pain. It is responsible for gout attacks, which leave the knees, ankles, and even the toes even more swollen and painful. And it doesn't stop there. Fructose also aggravates inflammation in the body, which further worsens leg and joint pain. But there's another point. Because mangoes are so sweet, they cause blood sugar to spike quickly. This not only affects the joints, but also blood circulation. For those who already have leg problems, such as swelling or excessive tiredness, excessive consumption of mangoes will only intensify these symptoms. The small veins are even more affected, impairing blood flow and leaving the legs feeling heavier and more painful. So, the next time you come across a juicy mango, think carefully about whether it's worth the sugar rush. In moderation, mangoes can still be part of your diet, but it's important to consume them in moderation so they don't end up causing more problems than pleasure. And last but not least, pineapple. Everyone has heard that pineapple is great for digestion, right? It's one of those refreshing fruits, with a taste that combines sweet and sour, and seems to be the perfect choice for keeping the body healthy. However, over time, we discover that not everything is as it seems, and pineapple is a good example of this. The bromelain it contains really does aid digestion, but that's not all pineapple has to offer. It also contains a lot of acid and natural sugar, which, when we are younger, our bodies can handle. But after a certain age, it starts to have a greater impact than we realize. Our blood vessels are no longer as strong, circulation slows down, and joints become more sensitive. Then pineapple, which seems so healthy, ends up contributing to inflammation and joint pain. If you've ever felt your legs getting heavier or had knee pain that doesn't go away even after resting, you know what I'm talking about. Eating pineapple, especially in large quantities or frequently, can make all of this worse. Anyone who already has joint problems, such as hip pain, swollen ankles, or even slight stiffness in the legs, may find that pineapple, which should be an ally, ends up being one of the villains of the story, and that's not all. Bromelain can also interfere with medications. If you take medication for your heart, high blood pressure, or even to improve circulation, pineapple can interfere with the action of the medication. It can interfere with what the medication is trying to do, like a silent saboteur. This isn't meant to scare you, but it's something that needs to be taken seriously, especially if you take medication regularly. Now, if you're a fan of pineapple and don't want to give it up, the good news is that you don't have to stop eating the fruit, but it's important to rethink the amount. A slice every now and then won't hurt, but eating it all the time can end up contributing to joint pain and discomfort in the legs. And over time, the effect can be cumulative. Now that I've shown you the 7 fruits you should avoid, it's time to talk about the good options. You don't have to give up fruit, but it's essential to choose the ones that will really help strengthen your legs, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. Let's look at some alternatives that can be much more beneficial, especially if you already feel tiredness in your legs or joint pain. Red fruits, such as blueberries and raspberries, are great choices. They are loaded with antioxidants, which fight inflammation in the body and protect the joints. In addition, these fruits have a very low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause blood sugar spikes, which is perfect for those who want to improve circulation and prevent inflammation. Cherries are also an excellent option. Although they are sweet, they have anti-inflammatory properties that help relieve joint pain. Of course, like everything else, it is good to consume them in moderation, as they contain natural sugar. But when used with caution, they can be great allies in pain relief. Avocado, even though it is not a sweet fruit, is an incredible choice. It is rich in healthy fats that reduce inflammation in the joints and improve blood flow. In addition, avocado is full of potassium, which helps balance sodium levels in the body, preventing swelling in the legs. And let's not forget papaya. Papaya is light, full of fiber, and has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. It helps improve digestion and circulation, making it a gentle option for those who already suffer from joint inflammation. If your legs feel heavy or swollen, papaya may be an excellent choice. These fruits are wonderful alternatives for those who want to improve leg health, increase circulation, and reduce inflammation. If your legs no longer have the same energy, these fruits can be the starting point for regaining balance and well-being. Best of all, they are delicious and will bring benefits without discomfort. We've reached the end of the video, and I want to thank you for staying with us. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because in the next video, I'll be sharing some easy and delicious recipes that will restore strength to your legs and help you get back to a healthy life. See you next time!